welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna, and for those of you who are new here, welcome. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back. Here on my channel, I do planner and planner-related videos with the occasional new release video of items that I've listed to my Etsy shop. And if that is of interest to you, please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you hit that little notification bell, you'll always be notified of when I do load a new video. And if you could also comment, like, and share, that would be amazing. So it is filming day here, and I try to start my filming day with something that sets a good tone so that the rest of the films or the videos aren't just grumpy Gus around here. So I'm going to start in my Commonplace Journal, and I've talked about this before, and I've seen something recently. I might have mentioned this one or a million times, but I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and not just here in the planning community or specifically in the happy planning community, but I believe her channel name is Maremi Art, and she does like junk journals and journaling like that. And I saw something the other day where she did a spread, as it were, but it was in a junk journal style, and it was in 10 minutes. And I thought, you know, I love me some challenges, so I'm going to attempt that as well. Now, I've pulled out a whole bunch of things. I'm not sure what it is that I'm actually going to be using. I picked this up a few months ago, and I don't know if it's because I never actually worked in a classic happy planner or what it was, but I have found this to be the least used tool of all of the happy planner or just planner related things that I've purchased. I don't use it when I make my traveler's notebooks. I just don't use it. So I thought, okay, well, let me give it a shot and see if I can make it work in here, because this is classic sized in the height of it, but certainly not in the width of it. So it might be able to work. I don't know. Otherwise, this might just go in a pile to be destashed because, yeah. And I've seen people like Rebecca's Roadmaps. She uses this all the time, and she's great with it. But I think it is because I never had a classic happy planner, and two, I don't typically plan like most people. So, yeah, maybe that's the reason why. So what we're going to do is, and I will link the videos below that I've already done in this series, but a Commonplace Journal has been around for centuries. It's just, I don't know that people knew what the name was, and this is definitely more elaborate than some. It is not as elaborate as others. It just really depends on your style. Some people use a Commonplace book to just put quotes they read or passages they've read, or things from the Bible or the Quran or the Hindi text or the Wiccan text. I mean, whatever it is that inspires you, people put it in a place. I've taken it to another step where I am writing down a quote or putting down a sticker and then reflecting on why that spoke to me, or what it motivated me, or whatnot. One of the people, now, because I've got so many moving parts, I don't know if it was, actually, I think it was in the Facebook group. And if I will do the research, and I'll put her name on the screen here, because she makes her page and then she comes back to it to reflect on, because it spoke to her and that's why she did it, but then she will come back to it and do some further reflection. And so actually that's what I'll be doing today. It'll be a 2-page spread, as it were. This is really narrow, so it's not like there's a lot of space to go with anyway, but I will be doing the decorating. I will actually be doing a little bit of reflection, but that's going to be outside of the 10 minutes. And then probably either later today or tomorrow, I'll come back and then just do some further reflection, just because I thought that was a great idea. Because, you know, when I'm reading things, it certainly gives me some instant thoughts and feelings and emotions. But, you know, I'm also an introvert, and I do like to ruminate on things. And so, you know, I'll put my initial thoughts down, and then I will come back and I will put some further introspection down. And for me, that's how this little journal is going to work. Some people just write things down. Some people put notes on their notes. Some people just keep things here because they want one common place to have all of their thoughts. And there are people that I've been reading about through blogs who actually have had this type of thing for years, and they just keep adding to it and adding to their collection of it, because once their journal fills, then they just start a new one. And I think that is great as sort of a legacy, because the only function of this is reflection. So it isn't like a planner where you're trying to be organized and you're trying to structure your day. This really is just about introspection, reflection, and just taking a moment to figure out where it is that you are, where it is that you want to be, and then just putting it down on paper, because it really is the art of writing that I think files it away emotionally versus putting it on your phone. Because I have a notes section. I keep notes in my phone all the time. But this is something else. This is something different. And it's beautiful. It's sometimes raw. But, I mean, it's just, I think it's a great idea. I will, like I said, link the videos I've already done. I will also link some of the videos that inspired me, as well as some of the blogs that I've come across that talk about this. And they do it much more eloquently than I do. So, I'm going to take these 2 pages out, and let's get some semblance here. Again, tiny, but still going to work, I know. And I have a stash because I do crafting for my Etsy shop, and so I found all of these little things. I don't even know if they still work. Haven't tested it. You think I'd do that, but nope. That's not how we roll around here. So, trusty clock here. Again, I am so sorry for the glare, and here we go. Now, I used this one last week and I really liked it. Plus, I think it fits in with some of the paper. So I'm going to use it again this week. There is no rhyme or reason. I do want to leave some white space. So for here, it's going to be down here. For here, it's going to be up here. And then I've used this recently, which I really like. This was gifted to me. Someone was destashing, and then my coworker was like, oh, I know someone who might like that. And she was right. So that goes there. And that goes there. Really hope this is all in frame. And then I was recently working on some, what did I make out of this? I might have either made a cash envelope or one of those happy-nichi covers. I don't know. Again, there's lots of moving parts. So I definitely made something, because this was a 12 by 12 paper. I don't want all that white space. And I like, because I could cut it and I could use my little thing, but I like the jagged edges. And last week, even though I kind of bad-mouthed the wet glue, it did not buckle or warp the page. And so I'm going to use it again. And there's this one. See if we can rip around this little circle here. Now, I do plan to do something similar to this in my happy-nichi. But that one certainly is not going to be as elaborate as this, just because that's my on-the-go planner. And so I want to make sure that it lays flat, because I think this is going to get kind of chunky. I mean, I'm a big girl, so I don't mind kind of chunky. I don't know if I want to lug kind of chunky around with me. That sounded horrible. Oh my God, how much? Oh, we've got 6 minutes. Pretending like I got all day. So we'll put this one down. And I'll do any trimming afterwards. Just because we don't have time for that right now. And I'm hoping this is going to be one of those things that it looks horrible before it doesn't, because it looks horrible. It looks horrible. Yucks. Now there's glue on that, but that's okay because it will dry clear. And yes, I did just wipe the glue on me. It's all about classy around here. And this washi tape I was gifted for Christmas, and actually I like it. I just want to put some of the similar elements on each side. The reason why I wanted this is because, again, scraps, although this is really pretty, but it's a little bit more orange than I want. And I'm going to cut 2 pieces. As a background to the sticker. And so, because I think my stickers, because this is one that was really speaking to me, be brave with your life. But I think, yeah, this is actually a little bit bigger. So, let me glue that down. Actually, that kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it? I'm covering up all the things. Oh, yeah. All right, don't glue the side you want. That goes there. Oh, I don't want to cover up the hole. And let's put this down. Guys, that's not bad. I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad. And this one is lighter, so maybe we can get away with just the one side since I've glued this one. And then on this side, I marked it. And if you haven't guessed, pink is actually one of my favorite colors. Okay. All right, so I'll slide all that junk to the side. And then you're like, well, what's the ink for, Johanna? I'm glad you asked. And there's no colors on it. It's probably from Walmart, maybe from Amazon. It's leaking. Well, okay, well, at least we know there's ink in there. But I'm going to, oh, okay, well, that's green. Looks gray to me. And this is just, it was one of I want to say it was on a mini that I had. It's the belly band. Oh. All right. wish me luck, guys. She used her fingers, and so I'm like, well, that's not hard. I can use my fingers, but I want to say what she used wasn't this. Okay, no, I don't know that it would have looked better if it weren't green, but I definitely wish it were gray, which I thought that was. She did some flicking things. I think she had some paint. Yeah. If you ever wanted to do one of those security things, you know, that you see in movies, there's my print right there. So just zoom in there and crop it and then make the thing like they do on Mission Impossible and all those movies. Okay, we've got 23 seconds left, so let me get ink everywhere. Canceling that. Of course, I didn't bring anything to wipe my fingers down because I knew I was going to do this. I just didn't think it through, guys. So let me do a little bit of reflection and then I will bring you guys back. All right, guys. You know, I don't hate this. I don't. I actually think it looks pretty. I don't know if it's pretty. I wouldn't go as far as to say it's pretty, but it's definitely interesting. And we tried some new things. Probably going to try some new things again. I'm probably not going to use my fingers. I don't know if this is the best kind of ink to use. It's the only ink I have, so there's that. But yeah. I hope you be brave with your life, and I hope you feel beautiful today. This is my Commonplace Journal. Again, I'll link on the lady's. Is actually spectacular, but this is our attempt. And if anything else, if you're still here and you're still watching, it doesn't have to take a long time to create something. Clearly you can do it in 10 minutes. You probably could do it in 5. I like timing myself just because I sometimes get too bogged down in my, well, what about this? And what about this? And what about that? When you're on a timer, because I mean, it's not like there's someone sitting next to me with a gun to my head that if I don't make it, you know, boom. It's more, okay, I am forcing myself to do the thing. And it doesn't have to be perfect, and it's gonna turn out the way that it's going to turn out, but I'm not going to struggle with either indecision or the option of choices, because there's lots of choices here. There's lots of choices that I have. So for this endeavor, the stickers really did speak to me. And again, I'm not always going to use stickers, but I thought those were really cute and really applicable for me. But you know, all of these things, it's bits and bobs that I have. And so I thought, you know, why not? Let's try the thing. Let's try the thing. What can it hurt? And I will remember the feeling that I have right now. I will certainly look upon this and see different things and different facets of it as I reflect upon this later and continue to reflect upon this, because this is something that I will be looking at least once a week, if not more. So I think it's doing its job. It doesn't have to do a job. There isn't a job to this, because I think sometimes planners get into the notion that their planners have to be super organized and super functional. Sometimes they're just fun and playful. Maybe that's all that it needs to be for that day. Shouldn't be that much pressure to be all that you can be 24/7. Maybe you can be all that you can be like 10 hours a day, or 12, or 15. But just give yourself a little bit of wiggle room just to be. All right, guys, that's it for me. I'm definitely gonna have to go wash my hands. And as always, aloha.